Welcome back to the Daily Solves. Today's Thursday, May 7th. You know the drill by now. We're going to do the Wordle, connections, strands, and the pips. We're going to leave the mini out today since it hasn't been released yet. All right, let's get started with the Wordle. Today's random word generated was way. Let's give this a go. Looks like the G's in the right spot. The E is not. I'm kind of liking the E at the end, and a good word for that would be lodge. Okay, that DGE is very helpful. Let's see, can we get this in 3? Budge. We did not get that in 3. Let's push a little bit. Let's budge and see if we can get this one. Nice. All right, in 4, not too bad. We got it there at the end. How many guesses did you take? On to the connections. Let's find our 4 categories. Mass, travel, channel, line, fly, car window, drove, volume, pack, carry, net, goaltend, hook, double dribble, post, and elevator. Okay, I'm seeing some fishing related items here. Let's go hook, net, line, and fly. Your fly fishing essentials. Fishing gear, okay. Okay, I think I'm seeing buttons with an up or down option. So channel, elevator, volume, and car window. There you go, there's that purple. All right, I'm seeing goaltend, travel, and double dribble. Those are gonna be fouls. Just don't know what that 4th one would be. I'm gonna assume maybe carry. Let's try this. There we go, basketball infractions. All right, that means our last one is drove, host, pack, and mass. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this category is actually. The mass is kind of throwing me off, but let's see what it is. Multitude. Okay. All right, all 4, all perfect. Did you get all 4? Let's do the strands. Let's find this hidden theme. Go right ahead. Okay, I'm liking this ION at the bottom here. Let's try, this might be crazy, but let's try sanction. Nice. I see over here, but that crosses and they usually don't really play that. So maybe these are split into different words. I wonder if scenes would be here. No. What about hallow? No, nothing there. Maybe jeans? No. See reptiles. That's not going to be helpful though. Maybe gives? No. Maybe give? No. Okay. A little lost on the theme. I'm just looking at words now. Maybe move? No. Maybe more? No. Firm? No. You see shallow? No. Firm. That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay. I'm not seeing it, so unfortunately I think we're gonna have to take a hint here. Oh, okay. Allow. All right. Okay, I think I see what we're doing. Permit. Yes. Okay. I see. Okay. Give the nod. Yep. And approve here. And bless here. And a license here. All right, there we go. Cool. Yeah, unfortunately we need the hint there, but found them all after that one, so not too bad keeping that streak alive. Let's see how long we can get that one going. Did you need any hints? All right, let's solve the pips. We'll start with the easy. Okay, we're gonna need a double at the bottom here. 4 of a kind here. There's gonna be a 4 here that jumps into this 2 section. So we've got 2 4s. This is the only one that can play here. It needs a 1 and a drop down here. 4 of a kind, I'm only seeing 6s. That one's forced here. 6 less than 2 means R1 goes up here. 6 to the top, and our double 5. All right, 41 seconds, not too bad. Let's do the medium. Okay, 0 up top, it's going to equal 3 in the bottom. We have a 3 constrained here. It equals another 3 here. So let's see what we can do with this 0. Okay, I'm kind of liking this 0, 1. And what we can do next is put a 2 here. And I like the 2, 1. Drop the 2 here with the 4. We can go 4, 1. This can be a 1 or 0 actually. 3 less than 1. Sorry, 3 less than 3 here. And our map is off. Oops. Okay, let's reset that. Actually, the map was fine. We go here. Here. I think I misclicked that one there. And 3 here, and no constraints there. What am I missing? Oh, less than 3. Oops. Let's restart this. I still kind of like the 0, 1 up top. If that's the play, yeah, the 1 would have to go this way. We do have 2 options for that. We go 1, 2. We can put whatever up here, but we need a 1 with the drop down 3. Or we could go the 4. Maybe let's do the 4 there. I think that's how we had it, but let's see if we can rearrange a bit. This will be forced to be 4, 2. This has to be 0, which is not going to work. So back to the drawing board. Okay, I don't like the 0, 1 up here anymore. Let's do 0, 3. And this one's going to have to be a 0. And it could go either direction, actually, because we do have a 3 here we could put here. If we try this, put this here, we need 3 less than 3, which works. We would need a double, which would have to be the 3, but we have no 3 left over here. So let's try and switch this around. This is still has to be a 2. What if we went 2, 1 instead this time? 1, 3. Gotta be less than 3 though. It would have to be 2, 4. 4, 1's our only option. We can put 1, 2 here though. There we go. And we have 3 less than 3, 3, and nothing. Got stuck in a little loop there. 413. Not the best, but we'll take it. Let's do the hard. Off the rip, 5 of a kind here. Got a 10 up here. Leaves a couple options. 10 here as well. 4, plenty of options. Equals 2 up here. And more than 10. So this is, one of these is a 6. But we've got 3 6s, so that's a lot to work with. Let's see what we have 5 of. Okay, we've got plenty of 1s and plenty of 5s for this to work. I think the 5s are going to be much more valuable in these 10 spots here than the 1s, so this makes me think we're working with 1s here. If that's the case, let's try something like this, and then the 5, 1. No, that's not going to work. We would have to go like that, which means the double 1 would be here. And we have a 1, 2, and a 1, 4. This works nicely because we can go double 5 here maybe. This is going to be a little tricky. We have a 2, 1 and a 6, 2, because I want to put a 0 in there, but we don't have any corresponding zeros. We do have a 5, 2 though, and a 5, 0. Yeah, the only problem is we need another 5 here, so that's not going to work. So let's rethink it a little bit. Yeah, we've got a few ways to play around with this. Something like that, and we put a 6 and find whatever pairing it has. We do have an extra 1 to play with. I wonder if it's something like this. 6, 2. No, because we need 2, 1 here. All right, starting fresh. We know that a 6 at least goes here. I'm going to try and build from the top here. I kind of like the idea of 4, 0, and then a 2, 1. And we run the 1s here. We can try this with the 5. Go 5, 1 here. Double 1s would be here. Got a 1, 6 and a 1, 4. I still kind of like the 1, 4 play. We could do double 5s here. However, we have nothing that equals 4, so that's not going to be it. If we could try the 1, 6. This would have to be 3. And the only 10 we have is here. However, it could go across. What if we went 5, 2? 2, 6. That's not going to work either, though. Maybe 6, 2. That's not going to work. Let's start fresh. Okay, what we know for sure is we have nothing that equals 9. So this one here has to go into at least one of these two squares, which is our 5 of a kind. The only way to make 9 would be 6, 3, 5, 4. So we either need a 3, 4, 5, or 6, and that has 5 of a kind on the other side. And I still like the idea of putting 1s in here. Hopefully that doesn't come back to hurt me. Let's run the 4, 1. This one of these is a 6. We do have a 6, 1. And if we were to go, it would have to go up though. So this is definitely not right. So maybe it sticks here actually. Put 6, 2. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. Okay, what if we go down? Try 5, 1. We'll leave this for now. I think the double 1 would probably go here. What if we take this out? Go 6, 4, 4, 0, 2, 1. All right, and if we try and build this 4 now, there's only a few options. We either use our 2s or we use the 3 and the 1. This 3 is really not helpful because if it goes 0 on any other side, we can't make that number 7 or 10. So it's got to be the 2s if it is here. I think I want to go 2, 6. If we go 2, 5 here, that's not going to work either. Okay, maybe 2, 6. No. If we go 2, 5, we have no 2s remaining. So this is off. All right, let's try this again. All right, fresh start. We're going to assume that these are 5s. Let's just throw this in here as a placeholder. Now, that means these are both 6s. And we only have 1 6 left over here for our 10s, and we're going to use all of our 5s, so that's not going to work. We were on the right track with the 1s. Let's go 1, 6 here. I really think this has to be a 2 and a 0, because if we're going to use the 1s down here, there's no other way to do that. The 1, 2 fits here so nicely, but I just wonder if that's a trap. Could go 2, 5, double 5s. Switch this around, I guess. Maybe we go 1, 5 here. We have enough 4s and 6s to make this 10. Double 1 has to go here then. I'm assuming maybe this goes here. We would need another 4 going this way, but we have nothing that equals... actually we do have this. The only problem is we can't make a 10. That's not going to work. All right, let's leave that 1, 2 there. We went 2, 5 last time. Let's look at our zeros. Only option is 0, 4 or 0, 3. We can't do 3 because there's no multiples, so if anything, it has to be 0, 4. We do have the 4, 6, which fits, so we just need a 5 here. 5, 1 seems like it makes sense. I think the double 1 here. Okay, if we're doing it like this, that means this 7 is definitely not 5 and a 2. It has to be 3 and a 4, but that's really not going to help us here. I mean, just for right now, 5, 2, 5, 5, that takes care of the top. It doesn't help. What if we go here, here, 2, 6. We would need a 5, 1, which has already been used. Yeah, this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Okay, new plan. Let's see if we can solve this 10 while also solving the 7. We can solve it like this. We can solve it like this. Let's leave that for now. Let's see if we can do the 10 and the 4. Couple ways to do it. If we go 0, 4 there, we do have the option for 2 5s, but it's 5, 0 and 5, 1, and that's not going to help us with that 9. So that makes me think it's 6, 4. I mean, once again, could go here. Also could go 4, 1 there, 6, 4 here. We still have our 5, 1, which is helpful here. And we have 4 1s left, so they all go in here. Possibly the 1, 2 would have to go up. We have a 2, 6, but we would need a double 6. Oh wait, no, that's not going to work. What if we went down? Double 1 would be forced to go there. 1, 2 would have to go up again. Same problem. Not going to work. Let's backtrack. Let's see if we can build this 4 another way. I think we leave the 1s in here, so if anything, it's going to be 2 2s. This 3 is not helpful in this 4 spot. I think it's maybe a 4 and a 0, but it could be like this. But it's the same thing if we flip this sideways, and that's where we just were. So let's reevaluate the top. Let's see if we can do 5s at the top, and we would need... Oh, it's the same thing, though. Okay, so maybe 6 and 4 up there. Could use our 6s up here, 6, 1, and 6, 4. Our remaining 6 would have to go here. We already burned a 1 over here, and we only have 5 left, so they all have to go in here. So this cannot be built off of 1s, which means it'd have to be a 2, 2. Not going to work. I wonder if they're just playing with me. We could go 7 here. We have 2 options for our 10 up top. Can we make this 4? I really still think the 6 and the 5 are in there some way like that. Unless this is like this. Get this 3 up here out of the way. This would have to go down. 6, 4, 4, 1, double 1. We're still short. Have to be 6, 2, which would be 2, 1. Still short. So if this 5, 1 is here, that means this 6, 1 is here. So 0, 3 does not belong there. By the way, that's the only one that would fit there. So it'd have to be 4, 1, 5, 0. Man, this one's frustrating. We know for sure that these are 1s. If that's the case, we have 6 1s. That means 5 are involved here. We have 1 spare 1. The only way to build 2 is with 2 1s or a 0 and a 2. One of these is a 0, one of these is a 2. It could be 2, 5, 0, 5, maybe 1, 6, 1, 5. The only issue is, actually, we have a 1, 4 that could play here. The double 1s have to go here. This has to be a 5, and it can't go into the 10. This has to be 6 and a 4. We do have 2 6s and 2 4s, so we could build the 10. Is there any way out of this? We can't make a 10 there. What if we shift this up 1? No. We do have this, this, but we can't make that 10. What am I missing? This is driving me nuts. 0, 4, 4, 6 there. Put the 2, 1 up here. Interestingly, we actually do have 2 options now. We have 5, 1, and 6, 1, which is really useful for us. Now, say we go here, here. That 4, 0 is gone, so this one would have to be 2s. What if we went 5, 2, 2, 6? We need a 1 there, which does work here, but we lost our 5, 1. Oh, so that has to go there. Thought we were getting there. Okay. Let's drop the 4 in. Put force to be 0. The only issue is I need a 6 and a 5. I do not have. Maybe back to drawing board with the 2s. This can't go here because we're going to use the other 2 here, which means it's got to go in here. 2, 6 works. Don't have a 5, 1 though. Man, this is grueling. If we take this one out, put it here, we go 1, 5 here, 2, 5, 2, 6. We would need this one here, but this could go here. Okay. Wow. Okay. 39.58. Hey, sub 40. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, I was struggling there. That's for sure. I got caught so many times. Yeah, I don't know why I struggled so hard with the ones, getting that placement right. I should have thought a little bit more about the 0 and the 2 here, considering we used the ones. Could have built it probably a bit earlier. Man, today's just not my day. Did you get all the pips?